Well, lots of people love to buy new clothes, but did you know many of us are only wearing them 7 to 10 times on average before tossing them aside? And that throwaway culture is only getting worse. It is called fast fashion, with retailers like Shein and Temu cranking out the hottest designs quickly and cheaply. But while the clothes come cheap, some contend there is a larger cost. Carla Holt has more on that and some fashionistas who are taking on this trend one design at a time.
Leave it to the ladies of Lula on St. Paul's Selby Avenue
Oh, that's cute.
to find the value of vintage by interweaving their signature styles into the fabric of sustainability.
I love history, so I like that part about it, that it's unique in that way, that it also had a life before and that it carries on.
Lula itself has carried on since 1992. But today, owner Haley Bush is seeing a surge of customers
More teenagers are coming here.
with new reasons to love the old.
Why would you get something new when we have enough already in this world?
A fair question,
We're failing.
but one experts believe is being largely ignored by a planet full of would-be fashionistas.
We're not doing a good job at all.
As a professor at the University of Minnesota College of Design, Missy Bai first tallied the true cost of fast fashion more than a decade ago.
The water impact, the resource impact, the human toll.
A toll caused, Bai says, by a crazy level of consumption and production.
28 billion garments total just in the U.S.
Clothing production has doubled since 2000. And while people are buying 60% more clothes, they're keeping them for only half as long, all leading to looming landfills. Those clothes you donate,
Only about 10% of that ever gets resold. It's shipped overseas, mostly to Western African countries.
and all those fast fashion purchases we later return, they rarely go back on the rack and instead add another 9.6 billion pounds of clothing to landfills each year. But despite how the $2.5 trillion industry fouls our air, water, and world, Bai still finds hope
The students.
in future fashion leaders, from one student creating transformable designs
turn into a hooded cape.
to another focusing on fashion with zero waste,
So it was all one piece.
to one doctoral candidate stitching together the wisdom of her Native American elders.
It's called Clothing Values of Anishinaabe.
As part of her PhD dissertation, Sage Davis is interviewing Anishinaabe designers, hoping to represent the values she believes could bring balance to fashion
Just understanding that we are all connected.
and our world.
We all have a contribution to make towards the future.
Sage believes a society struggling with waste could benefit from both the indigenous belief in harmony
Because the Earth's resources are limited.
and the beauty of detail and intention.
Masterpieces take time because of all of the work that goes into it. It's not something that people just throw away.
And I think we could learn a lot from their example.
Professor Bai agrees with the Anishinaabe approach to sustainability. She urges consumers concerned about consumption to approach clothes differently.
Be thoughtful in the process.
Bai also believes fast fashion will only slow down with an overall shift in economic priorities.
Let's get some creative people involved in developing some new business models.
But until those models develop,
Timeless.
these models will treasure the designs of style and sustainability.
Fashion is trend, style is forever.
Shoppers trying to fashion a solution to what they hope becomes a passing trend.
The United Nations is leading the global search for a solution by encouraging cooperation across countries and the industry within the UN Alliance for Sustainable Fashion. But you can also play a role, from renting clothes to buying fewer high-quality items. And trust me, as someone who has always loved shopping, I feel your fashion pain. But I did find this vintage dress at Lula, proof that you can still shop without hurting the planet. And Randy is so relieved.
It's a beautiful dress.
You
It
look
is.
marvelous.
I actually complimented Carla earlier today, and she was like, I got this on Vintage. And I bought this at Fashion Avenue on 50th and France.
Which
this
is
shirt.
consignment. And this was given to me by someone who didn't want it anymore.
Isn't
this
that
dress.
amazing?
So.
Sustainability on display.
$14.99. The whole group.
And actually, this coat
Wow.
is really old, like 20 years old. And Randy, you look totally
Well,
sassy.
thank you. I've had this tie for about 20 years, Bill. So
We know
I'm
you.
doing my part.
Sustainable is his middle name when it comes to
That and my
Really-
hair, nothing changed.
Really an interesting story, and really something that a lot of my daughter just watched a documentary on this, and there's all these stores like you mentioned, and Brandy Melville, and all these other stores as well, where it is just absolutely, and you see these piles of clothes in Ghana, and this whole, I mean, it's just a really difficult. I mean, that whole thing that you said that double the clothing since 2000.
Yeah, it is remarkable.
That's crazy.
It
Yeah.
is safe to say we enjoyed your story.
We did.
Good. I'm glad.
Very interesting. And something to think about. Okay.